Okay, so let's start. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So thank you very much for joining. Um, so yeah, first I'm just going to say a few words about why we decided to host. I mean, so initially this workshop was planned to take place in Durban, South Africa. And yeah, as everybody knows, due to the current situation, we switched it online. And yeah, the motivation was obviously, as I guess most conference, so to get people together, because if we want, so in quantum thermodynamics, if we want to understand the effect of thermodynamic at nanoscale, the quantum effect in thermodynamics, if we want to understand even maybe problem in biology or in computation, maybe we have to do it together. So it might sound a bit idealistic, but I think this is one of the primary motivation also of conference. The other motivation, which is quite related, is also maybe the social aspect. So to get people of who are interested in these subjects, to get people to know each other, because yeah, as a social being, we work better when we know each other, I think. And yeah, so obviously now this second motivation is a bit yeah, challenged because of COVID, and we are online, so we won't be able to socialize as much as we wanted. By the way, we even thought at some time, at some stage, to organize a kind of virtual socialization, but since we are not very expert on that, we for this time uh, we didn't. I mean, we choose not to do it, but yeah, maybe for later, for future events, it might be a good idea. And yeah, so and also yeah, maybe one of the reason was also to try to strengthen the thermodynamics and quantum thermodynamics in South Africa, because we think it's an important subject, and which much probably in the future will be also quite related to quantum technology, to computation, quantum computation, and those are also subject very important for South Africa. Um, okay, so yeah, and maybe one last motivation. Also, I think this field is growing. There's a lot of people getting interested, so there's also a need of having more opportunity for people to present the share the ideas and the work. So just one word about how we're going to proceed. So if you're connected, it means that you already use the Zoom link. But yeah, just to explain that, yeah, we choose to have only one Zoom link, so it's maybe easier for everybody. And again, for the chairs and for the speakers, we're going to ask you to connect to Zoom like 10 minutes before the beginning of the session, so we will have time to promote you as panelists, so that you can speak and share your screen. And so all talks will be recorded, but upon approval of the speaker. So at each beginning of talk, we will ask the speaker, and if the speaker is fine with the recording, we will record and put it later on the YouTube channel of NITheP. So yeah, contributed talk are 15 minutes plus 5 minutes of question. Invited talks are 15 minutes plus 10 minutes of question. And yeah, since we are not going anywhere, I mean, we might thought that we have time, but at the same time, yeah, we know that a lot of people have scheduled to follow, so maybe other events in parallels which are starting at some time. So we will try, even though we are all at home, we will start to maintain the schedule. Okay, and yeah, maybe the last word. So before I give one word to Francesco, this is also, yeah, as I said, the first time that we were organizing this kind of event, an online conference, an online workshop. So if you have any suggestion, any critiques, any comment, please let us know so that next time in the future we will do things better. Okay, so now I think Francesco would like to say also one word related to NITheP, and then we will start with the first talk that I'm going to announce.
Okay, thank you very much, Camille. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending in which part of the world you are. Camille asked me to say a few words on behalf of NITheP, yeah, which is our National Institute of Theoretical Physics. And at the moment, I am the lucky interims director of NITheP. Yeah? And let me explain to you maybe briefly, because we still have 8 minutes until the talk of Janet. So I have to come up with something. Yeah? NITheP has been around for more than 15 years now. Yeah? And it has around 80 associates, yeah, which are theoretical physicists spread across the country that NITheP takes care of. For instance, with providing funds and means to organize workshops and conferences and schools, yeah, and it has 3 physical centers. Yeah, there is one in Durban, one in Johannesburg at the University of the Witwatersrand, and one in Stellenbosch at the University of Stellenbosch. Yeah? But since March this year, we are essentially operating virtually, and we could be anywhere. Yeah. The reason why NITheP was started around 16, 17 years ago was that around the time there was a review commissioned by our government to assess the status of physics in the country. Yeah? And one of the recommendations of this review was that there should be a little bit more investment in theoretical physics, yeah? Mainly because the return of investment is particularly good and positive. Yeah? And so this NITheP was started. And since it was the first time we had such a theoretical physics institute, it was run, or is still run up to now as a center of excellence. Yeah? And that was very fine for 15 years. But after 15 years, it started to become a problem because in the South African context, centers of excellence have a sunset clause after 15 years. So after 15 years, they either become self-sustainable or they slowly die out, yeah? Or at least the funding from government slowly die out. Yeah? But fortunately, with NITheP, we were able to convince the government to look into a scenario to make us self-sustainable, to make us sustainable, not self-sustainable, because that would be a little bit hard. Yeah. And so we are in the process at the moment. That's the reason why I'm the interim director, to transform NITheP, which is the National Institute for Theoretical Physics, into a National Institute for Theoretical and Computational Science. Yeah? So we will, if everything goes according to plan, from next year, we will welcome into NITheP also mathematics, statistics, data science, and related topics of of application. Yeah? So everything that is theoretical and computational in the country will be housed by NITheP, by NITEX, yeah, and that will ensure that we will be then big enough for government to not make us fail, and ensure that we have a long-term life expectancy for the institution. Of course, it will become much bigger than it is now at the moment. It's a little bit of a cozy affair, but it will become much bigger because there will be many more disciplines to cater for. Yeah, so that is a in a nutshell.
That is a very good thing.
Yeah, no, it's a very good thing.
It's a very good thing. Opportunity also to work across boundaries of the tradition.
Yeah. That's exactly the idea. Yeah, so you know, everybody, the theoretical physicists, the mathematicians, the data scientists, they will all have to give away a little bit of their discipline identity once they join the institute, because we will be then the theoretical and computational guys, yeah? And not the mathematician, the statisticians, the data scientists, the computer scientists, the theoretical physicists, or the astrophysicists. So it will be a give or take, but at least it will be an institution that will be in for the long run, yeah, and that will allow us to deal things in a different spirit. Yeah? You know, the last few years we've been struggling with funding and here and there and all sorts of things, but hopefully soon we will be much more stable, and hopefully we'll also be able to host physical workshops back in South Africa. Yeah, so that maybe Camille and Ilya need to organize the 21 version in person next year, if it will be possible to do that, of course. But I think we will slowly get there. Yeah.
21 or 22.
Okay. Yeah, no, so as Camille said, this is the first workshop that NITheP organizes online. We've organized many webinars, colloquial talks online before, but proper workshops, it's the first time. So it's a little bit of a learning curve for all of us. We try to pick the best of all the other workshop that we took part before, yeah, but you know, maybe we missed some magic ingredient to make it a big success. But please, if you have suggestions, as Camille said, don't be shy. Let us know. We, you know, since everything is online, we can change very quickly. Everything is just a click away. Yeah. And now I see that we are 2 minutes from the start of the talk, so I filled the gap. And I can give it back to Camille, who can introduce the first speaker. So welcome everybody to this workshop, and I hope it will be of interest to everybody and of profit to all of us. Yeah. So Camille, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Francesco. So yeah, also one thing I should maybe mention. You are maybe aware of the mini schools that Gabriel Lange organized together with Nicole Junger and Matteo Lostalglio. So we also organize the timetable in order that you can also, at the same time you are attending the workshop, you can also attend the mini school. So there's no overlap.